Welcome to episode 2 of Love is Blind Review with Gilberto Manzano, Fernando Ramirez. We'll bring the fellas on in a second, but hey, episode 1 I thought was a lot of fun, so we said why not try it again. Gilbert, some interesting stuff, episodes 9, 10, and 11, but what did you think about our first episode of the review?
Yeah, well, first off, Fernando, I was hoping you would say, "What's up, bro? How you doing?" And I would have been like, "Well, I'm doing better than Marshall, that's for sure." So,
Oh no,
but
I can't. You can't do
didn't set me
Marshall
up.
like that. I feel bad for the guy. You
But
can't be. He was trying to be a captain. You can't save them all. So
yeah,
I feel bad for the guy.
send her back. But yeah, let's not get off the rails too soon. We're gonna bring on the fellas to discuss the love. By the way, we kind of nailed it. The love triangle. We saw it coming in
Yep.
the first recap we had. We're like, there's something brewing between Jackie, Josh, and Marshall, and you could tell that Jackie was interested in Josh during the little I guess powwow they had for the Love Is Blind. Somebody's birthday, right? I forget whose birthday it was.
It
Was
was
it Chelsea?
Chelsea.
Yeah. So you could tell she was like, well, what do you have to say there, Mr. Dangly Earring and cauliflower ear?
Yeah, exactly.
And then she bought it, and here we are. And that was probably the biggest takeaway, at least I thought, for episodes 9, 10, 11. And here we are to talk about it. But it was kind of a slow ending to episode 11 before the finale.
Two things. One, you said you don't want not to start off chaos, but yet you want to bring on the fellas. That's interesting. Two,
The boys.
Exactly, the boys. Two, this just shows you that we're not just football, UFC, boxing, WWE, soccer, and everything else, stooges.
What?
We also know how to rate shows. So there you go. We're also about love. Compas After Dark.
Avocado roast, bro.
Huh? But that's different. We're talking about this is like trash TV. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, people
Brown avocados.
Before this, Vic didn't even know. Vic didn't even watch this trash TV. So I think we've infected him a little bit.
I can't wait to ask Victor about it because I know his partner Megan got really into it. So she's probably wondering, finally, some good work that Victor's doing for the podcast.
Did you ever watch it before, Vic? No?
I don't know. Wow. He's shaking his head. So, yeah.
So that's a no. Megan did not watch it before you started watching it, Vic?
No, that is affirmative.
Gilbert, I'm surprised she didn't try and punch you in the face on Sunday when you guys were at the game.
She secretly likes it. Am I correct, Victor?
Yes.
It's trash TV. It's fun. Like, you like all the
like it was weird because like we were watching something and then all of a sudden we were like, well, I asked her, I said, what do you want to watch? She's like, I kind of want to finish Love Is Blind. And I was like, oh my God. Okay.
Like, says it slowly, just like, I don't really like it.
Love Is Blind is like literally like the drama side of WWE, just without the hitting. Like, if you added hitting, it's WWE. So
yeah, pretty much.
we all enjoy it.
Wait, does that mean now that you have to watch the other? Sorry, before the glass breaks,
Yeah.
Does that mean you have to watch the other seasons now, Victor?
No, I don't. I hope not. We'll have a discussion, but I doubt it. I haven't.
You kind of start from the worst to it gets better, so maybe the reverse order.
Did I tell you? Yeah, this has been the worst season. Did I tell you that Francesca has a new show, right?
Yes, I don't know why.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, but
I've arrived. How are you doing? How in the hell are you doing?
Did you see how
back on here?
Did you see how terrified I got when the glass broke the first time? I'm like, no, not yet.
Because you know why you get terrified? Because I'm your biggest nightmare. If you look at my Twitter, my location says Gilberto's head. That's where I live.
I forgot about that.
Day in and day out.
That's probably what Josh has for Marshall.
Oh my God.
Y'all are terrible. Well, that's where actually we're gonna. Dan, how are you doing? Everything good with you?
It's unbelievable that we're talking about a show I said last week was only acceptable to watch during lockdown when Tiger King was in, a bunch of meth heads, and now we're over here talking about it again over the internet. Wonderful.
So obviously we'll start off there. Gilbert alluded to it. Not a good couple of days for Marshall in the last few episodes. I mean, Marshall straight up told Jackie, hey, so what's going on? Like, what, like, our spoilers, by the way, spoilers coming out.
Spoilers.
Jackie went on a date with the cauliflower ear Jacob. Is that his name?
No, Josh.
Josh.
Josh,
And
He ends up
getting up, and like after they talk about dating, he gets up and just straight up kisses her. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I was like, that was crazy. And then she goes over to the house and she's like, I'm done talking to you, Marshall. Like, she didn't even show up for the dress fitting for her wedding dress.
brutal.
And Marshall basically ends up taking off, leaving. Hopefully, this isn't the end of Marshall. I kind of want to see if he maybe comes back or something. Well, we'll see at the reunion. But very interesting to say the least. But let me start off with Dan. Dan, is Jackie a scumbag for what she did to Marshall?
Frau, number one, you insult me asking me if this is a question, or if this is a question, meaning that there are two answers. There's only one. Absolute scumbag. It's like Irina said, hey, I'm gonna be the villain. I got this. Don't worry. This guy's a clown. I'm gonna make him do this. I'm gonna trash talk his looks. And then Jackie just said, hold my beer. I got you, girl. No worries. The one who's relishing this right now is Irina, because now online, I'm sure, I don't care because I'm not going to dive into this trash. All you're going to see is just hate for Jackie, because but like this is what shows you people's mentality, and it's absolute garbage. She has no respect for Marshall to end it first and then go talk to Josh. She completely blindsides him by not showing like and this circles back just real quick because I know I'm starting to go and I need to slow down a little bit.
Go ahead.
This goes back to Nick Lachey and Vanessa, or whatever her name, Lachey, being absolute fake scumbags, trying to let these people go through a simulation of being married just to, if you would rank seriously probably traumatic moments for people, being left at the altar has to be, obviously besides the extremes of getting killed and things like that or murders, that has to be up there. And, not only are you having to go through something as hard and terrible as that, but it's on national TV. So now you're going to get clowned by every jackass with the Twitter and everything else. Yeah, I know it's for the money. That's why they can't complain about it. It's for the clout. I've said this season's for the clout. But I'm just saying, Vanessa and Nick Lachey, absolute fake scumbags, deep fakes. I don't trust them for anything. If I knew they were,
who called them out first?
What?
Who called them out first?
I did. Yeah, I said
Shake.
Oh yeah, Shake. Yeah, Shake. Shout out to Shake. He's the GOAT. He's the MVP. We need to bring him back.
Can I put you on my shoulders if we were at a concert?
That guy's a legend. I love how, but like then it goes back to it, right? Why did they not include that footage of him hitting on Lachey's wife and all this stuff? That would have been way better.
Did you see that, Gilbert, or no?
I have not seen the clip.
So some of the co-hosts were saying that all Shake was doing at one point was hitting on Vanessa Lachey, and like Nick Lachey standing right there and he's hitting on her, and he's like, "Well, are you guys actually happy? Like, do you guys like?" Supposedly, that's what people were saying.
Wasn't that in the reunion? I feel like I saw that.
But like the reunion, right? If you noticed with Shake, there was so much animosity there that you didn't see enough on screen and was almost unwarranted. You didn't know why they were so angry. Like they alluded to a lot of things that was left on the editor's floor on the ground in the cutting room, but crazy. Obviously, back to the point. Jackie's a scumbag. Jackie's a scumbag. She's one of the worst. I think she might have eclipsed Jessica, which is hard to do. So yeah, I would say, I'm gonna go Jackie, Jessica, Irina's pretty up there. I'll give her number 3. I'll give her bronze.
Vic.
Wow, where do I start there? Yes, exactly. She is a scumbag. And I'll start with this too. The production on this was just terrible as well. Like, one of the things that stood out to me in that scene that Dan Diego was talking about was Josh D kind of backtracked it, and he was like, yeah, like I showed up, and then he's like, yeah, I didn't even recognize your voice, or I didn't know who you were. I'm like, come on, man, seriously, guys, like, are we really that stupid that the audience isn't gonna know that you guys have already met, you guys have already talked, who he was, or else you wouldn't have been there in the first place. And then during that bar scene, how does he know where to go? He just went straight to her and started talking to her. So he knew who she was. And
everybody should, my bad, real quick. Everybody was like, even Chelsea was like, wait, what's Josh doing? Like, nobody knew why Josh was there when he showed up to her birthday. Like, nobody knew how he had gotten there, who had invited him. So my bad, Vic, go ahead.
No, and like I said, this goes back to the production. This was like I was asking Gilbert, I was like, hey, so how does what are the rules here? And he's like, there. This season has been off the rails. Like there are no rules. It seems like they've been bringing people back, and then the same thing with the whole Jackie and Marshall thing. Like I think the biggest thing that stood out to me was like he left for 3 days, and then all of a sudden he's back. I'm like, whoa, okay, so what's going on? Is it are you having are these contestants being put in an apartment together, or are they living in someone else's apartment? So I was confused the whole time, but I
They
guess
are they give them all apartments in the same place,
so, yeah.
and they all live there in those apartments.
At least that's what they did in other seasons.
But some of them were going back to their other apartment, and they would just go hang out or sneak away or whatever. That's
well, that's your Kwame, because he cried about that. I just can't go to Portland.
And I'll get to Kwame, but yeah, like Jackie is just that was really terrible. And then my sister sent me a TikTok where Jackie and Josh D were at a Seattle Mariners game. So
yeah, thank you for the spoiler, by the way, guy. Thank you for the spoiler. You said that in the chat.
You know what? That has to piss off the producers though of the show, because the episodes hadn't come out yet, and Vic had already sent that TikTok, so I'm sure they're pissed off.
By the way, is there anything more annoying than the stupid questions Nick and Vanessa Lachey ask? It's like they don't watch the show. They don't know what's going on. They have some moron writer in the back room just writing them questions. It's absolutely, there's nothing authentic to me in this show at all, especially this season. I feel like we got a lot of cloud chasers out here.
Show, huh?
What you say?
You really dislike the two hosts of the show. You're always taking a shot at Nick.
I think it started off well, and then now it's just all manipulation. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Gilbert?
Yes, a lot to kind of dive in. And real quick after you said, Dan, maybe in the future we should rank like best villains or best heels of Love is Blind history, and like, you know,
are they really heels, or are they just dumb and
well, I guess it could be like the ones you really villain is the ones you dislike. Heels are the ones like you like a heel, like you respect.
Number one,
like Shay could be under that, but obviously like Bartiz and SK and Kwame, those guys, and Irina and Jackie. There's a lot of villains, but we'll get. And then I thought Cole from the last season is low key more of a heel, because I felt like he was bashed because Zena
got a bad rap.
Yeah,
but there wasn't even there. The video even came out. And
that's why I want to put him there.
Do you really want to spoil your dinner? Like, we're gonna have dinner in a little bit.
Anyways, I'm going off.
We can't go back seasons.
Yeah, sorry.
Can you imagine how people tell me shit?
Yeah, come on. But yeah, first of all,
this idiot right now, 45 minutes ago, fat shaming me, but we won't get into that.
Shut up, idiots!
Wow, okay.
Over here, shut up. You're a liar.
But yeah, going back to Jackie, I did not like how she went to talk to Josh D with the dangly earring and the cauliflower ear instead of at least
somewhere else.
Yeah, whatever. A little cross thing, whatever the hell that is. But Jackie could have easily just called up Marsha. Hey, like I want you to hear from me. I am not gonna go to the wedding fitting thing, whatever. Up to you.
Exactly.
Go to the tux thing. And maybe even if she just said that and left out the whole Josh part, at least she would have done something right. She failed by not saying, I'm gonna go talk to Josh.
Exactly.
I am not going to the dress thing. So total scumbag there. And real quick, maybe kind of a side question. I want to give my points across, but I'll save it to the end because I want to make my points here. But real quick, you know, that was scumbag vibes, and one more really scummy thing she did, because it was right after the whole Chelsea party. Like, you could tell Marsha was like, this is a confusing situation. I just saw you talking to Josh. Yeah. I just want to know what's up. I just want to talk. And she's like, in her stupid baby voice, I'm tired. Come on. And then she uses that as an excuse of saying like, hey, when you didn't let me just go to sleep, that made me like want to break up with you, and I want to go fall into somebody else in some dude's arms. Like, what the hell are you talking about? And shout out to Marsha, because she kept saying, let's just go to bed at end day. He kept saying, no, I need to talk. This, like, I just saw you flirt with some dude in front of me, and he kept trying to stand his ground, and apparently that hurt him in this so-called excuse to leave. So it was just it was just terrible and this is where I could take it away, because I'm sure I have a lot of thoughts, but we got to get going. But if you're in this situation where your boy is going to the tuxedo fitting and you know that his fiance didn't show for the dress thing, like what Brett did, he pulled Marshall aside and told him.
Shout out to Brett.
That's the right move, right?
Yeah,
It's a
obviously.
tough thing to say and make somebody like, dude.
Shout out to Brett.
Because sometimes people could be like, hey, I don't believe you, Brett. No, she's there. You're trying to ruin us. Like that could easily go the wrong way.
But that's why Brett's been a stand-up guy since the beginning.
Yeah,
He felt that and he knew, okay, this guy's my legit friend. Shout out to him though, because he could have told him with his inner circle all standing there. Instead, he pulled him off to the side and he's like, hey, bro, like I just heard she didn't show. So Brett has been a real MVP the whole time since the beginning of the show, I think.
But
I don't think we've ever had a Brett.
That's because Alberto's a scumbag also. He's there.
There was like I don't know if you saw. I guess freaking dumb spoilers. I need to have drama. He's perfect. Like we're gonna get into Tiffany, but she annoys me because what else can you do as a man? Like you like,
exactly.
What else?
They're just creating drama.
But there was another dude, and he was so boring that I forgot who he was. But it was a white dude dating a black woman in season 2 or 3.
You're thinking of season 1 where they actually got married.
It would have been like 2, but they were like a super perfect couple. You might be right, might be 1.
Yeah, they were season 1. Yeah,
and they were, and Brett and that guy, the tall white guy, they hung out together recently. It was like a big TikTok, and people said the 2 nicest guys in Love Is Blind history. But that's a Brett topic. But yeah, definitely the answer. Jackie is a scumbag, and man, she just. I don't know. She tries to like pretend.
Lauren
she
and
likes
Cameron.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Cameron. Okay. Well, yeah. Those 2 guys are probably the top of the top. But Marshall deserves better. And you could tell from the start that Jackie was just not interested in him. She kept looking for excuses. That's like you said, Dan. Every right turn she broke down because she was looking for a reason, and that's what Kwame is going through as well. So that is the end of my scumbag Jackie. And she did make Irina look good, which is impossible to do, I thought, a week ago.
Then the other thing, she wasn't going to give him back the ring. Are you serious? Especially if he had to pay part of it because of the show or whatever.
No,
right, dude.
I mean, they get rings, but
no, they don't get it for free. They have to pay for. They have to pay for part of the wedding, and they have to pay for part of the ring.
Really?
Wow.
That's what I saw. That's what not Shake. That's what one of the guys went off of on social media. What was the guy that got divorced recently from season 2?
Oh, Daniel. No, Daniela and I forgot Nick.
The other guy. Nick went on a fat rant saying that they have to pay for half of it and all that. So he's like, that's why we asked for the ring back.
She should have played she should have told Irina, oh, you think you're the worst? Watch me. Do the watch me thing.
I'm not gonna go too long on this. I mean, you guys have all basically said it all for me. She is a complete terrible person. I mean, who does that to another human being, especially with already having Josh in her back pocket? Like that was just, and Marshall's honestly a good guy. I don't think he was a bad guy. Obviously, the whole aggression part, like, what do you want the dude to like leave you satisfied in a black eye in the morning? Like, I don't understand like what her whole deal is, but it's just really. I mean, I understand like some people like their stuff and everything, but she's just.
Here we go. That's Compas After Dark, Frown. That's Compas After Dark.
No, she's just a strange human being. Like. She wants all of it. She wants part of Marshall, part of Josh, part of this, part of that. You can't have it all, baby girl. You gotta go with the one that's gonna treat you right. And I feel like that was Marshall. But
she at least said 2 truthful things at the end of her interview. That she's crazy and she needs to do a lot of self-help.
She did say that, yeah.
I did. All right, shout out to her.
All right, let's go with Vic. Let's go over. So we talked about it a little bit on Compas on the Beat. By the way, check out this week's Compas on the Beat episode. We get into a lot of different things, especially Carson Palmer comes out and says Joe Burrow's better than Patrick Mahomes. Very interesting stuff.
Right.
Go check it out. But
like Gilbert and raunchy TV. Here you got
exactly. It. So Gilbert kind of got into it, and I kind of piggybacked off of him. Kwame and Chelsea have one of the cringiest photo shoots you'll ever see. By the way, is she with Calvin Klein? Because that's what she was wearing. Calvin Klein. You could tell that was a whole like kind of modeling thing. But Vic, what did you make of the photo shoot?
It was.
You're going to get married, by the way. Do you want? I mean, maybe you want
out.
To do a photo shoot.
No, we actually making fun of that. How we today we went out and we were talking about it. I was like, what kind of photo shoot should we do? Should we do like a sports related one or something? And we were just making fun of it. It was hilarious. But it's super cringy. I have so many notes in terms of Kwame and Chelsea. Where do I start? I think one of the theories I've had is that Kwame doesn't actually have a family. I think the families are probably actors. First of all, he
A
shows
lot of
up.
white guys.
He shows up. Yeah, he
I
shows
knew
up.
this when we were talking about that. Yeah, when we saw it, Gilbert's gonna point that out.
Yeah. So the
What
first
did he
thing
point out?
was
I missed it.
There's a lot of white guys that he has a lot of white friends.
yes.
Paid
Yes.
actors, according to Vic.
Yeah, paid actors. Like, so the first thing was for the fitting, he brings in Matt, who was also on the show at the beginning of the
weird.
season. And then for the second time we see, for the, I think it was the bachelor party, it was another dude, some dudes we've never seen before that he brings up. And then for the wedding, for in episode 11, we see a sister and a brother who look nothing like each other. Like, none of the three look like each other. And so for me, and the sister, she had so much charisma that I'm like, this is the person that you should have had on the show, but apparently she's married. But yeah, there
air
was
quotes.
yeah. I just thought it was, yeah, like, I don't think he has a real family. The mom doesn't exist, like on this show, I should say. Like, he does have a mom, of
Family
course.
fishing?
Yeah, but that's just my theory. I'll cut it there with Kwame and Chelsea.
Gilbert,
How about Kwame calling Seattle what's it called, Lamar Odom of cities? What was that about?
Oh yeah,
It's overpriced.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was one of many ways for Kwame to just get rid of Chelsea, and she's not taking the hint. He's like, yeah, the city's freaking expensive. Your dog is trouble. Whatever. Like, my mom can't give me a blessing. He just really reaching. Like, I saw a TikTok that was like, kept saying like, it's like Kwame saying, hey Chelsea, I really hate you. You're the worst. Leave me alone. And it's Chelsea's like, I can't wait to get married to you. So, like, in a creepy way, like, she's really
You guys are such haters. You're
she's
terrible
really
people,
desperate to
dude.
marry him, and she does not care what he's telling you without really telling you to take a hint. He does not like you. And I thought for a second after the cringy photo shoot, maybe he likes her. Like, if you're gonna take that god awful photos like that and embarrass yourself on national
you can
TV,
burn him after.
you might like her. But it is the clout chaser. But yeah, and he's talking about Portland, whatever, and he's like, I don't have nothing here. I'm doing so much. He's
Crybaby.
He's just so the thing I hated. Episode 11 of Love Is Blind season 4 might be the worst episode in Love Is Blind history. Like,
Yeah.
that's how much I hated this episode. It was
Yeah.
just a long episode of Kwame.
I kept on fast forwarding.
It was awful. It was just Kwame saying, I'm not sure, and then the sister trying to make it seem like he does care, and it was like, okay, just tell me, just give me to the altar where Kwame says no, and we finally get there, and of course they end the episode like, come on, at least give me some kind of drama in the season. It was the worst. You could tell if Kwame says, yeah, I'll be shocked, or you have no spine, you can't tell a woman I'm not interested. So,
but that's the thing. It's his fault.
All right, Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just like how Marshall, in my mind, and Chelsea are the same person. They couldn't see the writing on the wall from the beginning. And mind you, I'm no Dr. Philip in this mother, but it's like, good God, dude, like, how many more slaps in the face do you need before you say, okay, let me remove myself from the situation. Obviously, I'm not valued. Let me get out of here. Because, like, let me tell everybody something, man or woman. The most important decision you'll ever make in your life is who you end up marrying, and obviously having kids and all the other things. One of the most important financial decisions you'll ever make, period, because we all know stories about people who have this and that, and it doesn't work out, and it costs 2 times, right? We all know the saying, it's cheaper to keep her. It's that way for a reason. Like, and that's the thing. It's like Chelsea, Kwame, first off, is failing because it's like, he's always trying to like either convince himself to get into it or convince himself to get out of it. You know what I mean? It's like, just make a decision, guy. Like, this isn't a damn math test. You need this is like serious, and it's important. Because like the worst part is, and it's the same thing we saw with Jackie and Marshall, you're just leading this dummy down the line, has no idea what's going on. It's like putting I don't know. I don't even know how to, I'm not trying to get too wild with it, but it's just it's insane to see. Just put the dog out of its misery. Let's move on. Just say no.
You're like, oh, I'm gonna tone it down, and you go that way.
Well, I don't know what else to say it. Like, I was trying. You're leading. Like, I don't know how to put it. I don't know. But it's like, that's my thing. It's like, Kwame, Just make a decision. I already know what it is. I got the locks on it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a good percentage going into this. But it's like, just make these people don't make a decision. And it's like I think what Frau said last time or whatever is, there you go. I got the right box. What Frau said last time I thought was pretty interesting. And it's probably why we're seeing all this indecision. They get paid per episode or whatever. So no wonder these people are sticking around like leeches and cockroaches, surviving everything. It's just unbelievable, dude. Just make a decision. Stop. Oh, and now that I see the photo shoot, real quick, last thing. Chelsea, in my mind, was pretty high on the show. Now, after these past few episodes, just dipping, doing her weirdo dance and her weirdo photo shoot. I'm good, dude. I'm not trying to have that type of, like, if I could get the Chelsea with the family and the dad and all that, I'll take it. But all this weirdo extra stuff, I don't want it. Keep it. Send it to someone else. Don't need it.
All right. I'm going to abstain from this one because I already talked about it on Compas on the Beat. And I want to go first on the next one.
All right.
Holy shit. Melissa's dad is a damn scumbag.
Oh, yeah. Another scumbag
leader. I don't know about all that.
No, but like,
you see, just like he said the other dad was good when he was a
He's a realist, but let Fernando have his moment, by the way.
No, I'm going to be honest. Like, it's just a typical, like, and obviously she's not Mexican, but it sounds like a typical Mexican father who, when he doesn't agree with what you're doing or he doesn't agree with your decisions, they're going to tell you over and over and over. And they're going to do it until your ears bleed and you're tired of listening to it. So you're going to be like, dude, I know what I'm doing. Like, I know how to handle this. He's being overprotective. He doesn't agree with what she's doing. I completely understand, but she's 32 years old. I mean, and I know, obviously, in Spanish they say, well, no, I ain't going to go with that one because it's a little aggressive. But obviously, like, she has enough. She knows exactly what she wants. If she wants to go that route, that's exactly what route she's going to go. But it was just, the dad was just kept on and on and on. I was kind of like, dude, like, I don't know if it's PTSD or what, but I was just like, God, I don't want to listen to this crap. Like, I'm just like, okay, dude, like, just let them do whatever they're gonna do, and you just kept on and on and on. So I mean, I understand the dad's overprotective; it's his daughter, but then bringing in the sister and then saying, yeah, the sister ran off with somebody that I married or that worked for me, and then I fired him.
Oh, yeah,
and then I fired him. I was like, damn. I'm like, that's crazy. So. Yeah, the dad was a little, I mean, Gilbert, I'm going to hand this one off to you, but I just thought the dad was a little bit too much, in my opinion, especially because, I mean, your daughter said she's going to make up her mind no matter what. And I got it after the first time. I was like, okay, second time, cool. After the third time, it's like, dude, come on, like, let her. And then especially embarrassing her in front of the guy, like, that was, now he has to be rethinking shit. And especially after he met the mom, and the mom was so nice, and everybody else was. I told Daniel he better not mention that he had gone to Mexico with the other chick, because if not, this fool's knocking his head off.
Yeah,
like, it's gonna be bad. But Gilbert, go ahead.
Yes. The only reason I like the dad, yeah, he was being annoying and being kind of a hard ass.
Exactly.
Okay, red card. You know me, Fernando. I hate chatty people. If you talk my ear off and I don't care and I gotta find a way to get out of the conversation, the dad gave me a new excuse to say, yeah, I don't have an opinion on that. like Zach kept talking.
He's an idiot.
He kept talking and talking. And he's like, yeah, I got no opinion on that one. Like,
Perfect.
I'm gonna start using that one. What?
I can't wait till you start using it.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, because he lawyered him up. He was like, "Yeah, I don't have an opinion about that."
I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about, Zach?" He probably was like, "Who is this creeper?" Or what is?
If you notice, I like talking a lot.
He's trying to make conversation with the guy. The guy comes in hot and bothered, thinking he's something he's not. All of a sudden, the guy tries to talk to him about his profession because he asked about it. Then the guy is dumber than a bag of rocks. It's like, I think Zach I'll let you have your moment. I'll just, again, my bad for interrupting. I'll just say I think Zach gets a bad rap. He does look like Bundy. He also is a lawyer. That's just a coincidence.
That's pretty much what I have to say with the dad. Yeah, he was being a hard ass, no too much, but he's a dad. I get it. And also, like, you could tell he's still hurting from the divorce because he's mad about a lot of things. The dad is.
Hey, and by the way, the stepmom was crying at one point, right? Like, she was tearing up.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
By the way, the thing that was weird, like, hopefully I'm not wrong here, and maybe I might have to edit this out, but the Zach, like, every time something goes kind of awkward or wrong, he likes to say his mom died to kind of get sympathy on his side, and he used that a lot on the mom side.
Yes.
And
The
with
guy
the dad,
asked him.
with the
guy
dad, he was,
asked him.
with the dad, he was like the deer in the headlights. Like I can't use it. I'm too scared. But he
Nope.
does like to use that pretty often.
Yeah.
And because he knew when he says, "Oh yeah, I picked somebody else instead of your daughter," he had to use the mom story, and they worked to his like, "Oh, pobrecito." So yeah, that's the last thing I'll say. Dan, have your moment, but I thought it was kind of like, you're pushing it, bro.
No, the guy asked him, "What do your parents think about it?" That's why he brought that in. The other time, I don't remember too much. But I mean, hell, I guess it's traumatic. I assume it would be traumatic. Like, that's why you saw how he got kind of weirded out by the whole burlesque dancer in the bachelor party or whatever.
But yeah.
It is.
Oh, the worst bachelor party ever, by the way.
Yes.
With what?
The worst bachelor party ever.
Oh yeah, it looked terrible. But anyway, I thought the dad was over the top, dude. Like in my mind, like that's why like I know I would probably be very overprotective if I had girls or whatever. But it's like,
by the way, before Daniel goes with his thought, my bad. Remember in the last one in season 3 when they went to the bachelor party and then guys left and they went to go get dances from hookers or
they went to a strip club. yeah.
Go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
No, you're good. Like in my mind, at some point when you're a dad, especially like you're either gonna impose your will and damage the relationship you have with your child and obviously grandchildren, or you're just going to kind of give your advice, know when to come in and out. You know what I mean? In the sense of like, this is my advice, do with it with what you will. Like, I think he was kind of a scumbag because it's like him going so hard at her. Like, in my mind, I would be like, okay, my grandkids aren't going to be around this that often. Like, or sorry, my kids won't be around their grandpa that often if he's like this. You know what I mean? Because you like, that's just a very toxic trait that we've all seen with people where it's like, they just won't leave you alone. They badger the hell out of you to get you to bend to their will, which is not correct in any way. Then the other thing was like when he did the whole, my daughter married one of my employees and I fired him. Like in my mind, that's a scumbag move because it's like in my mind, I'd say, okay, I didn't want this to happen. It happened, whatever. But now I need to make sure this, guy can take care of her. So let me Don Corleone this, keep him in the company. Don't give him too much to do or whatever, but make sure he's earning enough to take care of my daughter or whatever else. For him to like fire him, send them, in exile to Arizona and all this other stuff, absolute dirtbag move. Then the
he's in Arizona. Maybe he got whacked.
Exactly. Then the dirtbag move also having, I don't know if it's her half sister or brother or what, but having those two kids there had nothing to do. Don't have children for adult conversations because it just, it's not right. I don't think it's right.
The stepmom, you're right, was crying. You're right.
Yeah, she was. Like it was just. I thought he was a scumbag. I don't even care what he has to say. He was a total scumbag. Like,
están poniendo la cena, güey.
Yeah, I'll say this. You guys pretty much cover everything I wanted to talk. I'll just say that it was super weird just seeing those kids there, especially the daughter with the glasses. I don't know why they were there. There was no reason for them to be there. Like they're underage. There's no like as you said, that was my biggest thing there. The other thing in terms of going back to the bachelor and bachelorette party, I thought it was very tasteless of the production to just have them come out all drunk and interview them like they look stupid, sloppy. It was just embarrassing. Yeah, Micah and I'm like, just wait to do it. Like, and I get it. This is why you always see those gold cups because they want to load them up and for them to be able to share their thoughts. But that was pretty bad. And that's pretty much all I had to because you guys covered most of it.
Wait,
they'll give us that garbage, but then not put all of Shake's stuff in there. It's crazy.
That was this season?
Yeah.
Or these episodes?
Yeah, don't you remember? Micah was drunk FaceTiming Paul.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Next, right? There you go.
Yeah. Well, Dan, I'm gonna let you go because now I remember. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead on what? Paul hangs up on Micah's friends.
Yeah, friends.
I would have hung up on their asses too. They're all a pain in the ass. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Coming back to it. Fellas, ladies, understand this is one of the most important financial decisions you'll ever make. If you have some weirdo psychopath, like whatever that idiot blonde friend of Micah's is, who latched onto her like if she was the mama duck or whatever, rethink it, because if her opinion means that much, her opinion is about the most idiotic thing you could take because she has no brain. She's very, it's just weird.
And you
it's
have no
just weird.
filter.
She has no filter. I don't really think she can critically think about anything. You know, what she does for a living, I assume it's on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever else. I have no idea. I assume if she works in an office, she's not the best friend.
Okay, so let's move on. So what?
Like that's what I'm saying though. You're Micah. You deserve everything. What the hell does that mean? What the hell is a Micah? Deserve, the most overused word in today's language. Unbelievable.
Gilbert.
Yeah, to kind of go off of that, like there was like a new friend introduced in Michael's circle, and yeah, she was pretty drunk talking during that point. Crazy. And the green monster, I like to call her, from the first episode, she kept like, "Oh, he's the worst," and the new friend's like, "Why?" And like she can't really find reasons to say why he's awful, but like she just deserves better. Like you could tell, like right there, she was reaching. So I did not like this friend who's really overprotective. Exactly. Like you're not the dad. Like, okay, like at least Bliss's dad has some kind of reason. But mind your business. And then like this is like the one couple I can't get a read on. So when we,
weird.
I don't know. Like we're gonna discuss it in a bit, but I can't figure them out. And I kind of got tired of them. But shout out to Paul for like oh hey you, and then hangs up. Perfect. I love that part.
Shout out.
What a great ending there.
Yeah, definitely. Vic.
Oh man, this one I have a lot of thoughts on this one, especially with Paul. Like one of the things I've noticed is that his wardrobe has changed because since he's been dating Micah, he looks more stylish, and it's true. Like she's really changed him in a good way. Some of the things with this couple that really were really weird in terms of the production that really had me shaking my head. One of them is I think they switched Paul's mom. If you see her at the beginning of the season, whenever they introduce her to Micah, she looks way different than the one we're gonna see at the wedding. Now, it could be that the dad married someone else and that's who it is, but that does not look like the same woman we saw in whatever it was, episode 6. So that was really weird. I don't know what's going on there.
Fake family again.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. And then like the thing, one of the friends for Paul that really stood out to me was he looked like a fat what's his name, Diego Luna. If anybody saw at the bar, like I was like, hey, that guy looks familiar, and I was like, wait, that looks like Diego Luna. But outside of that, like it in terms of the friend, it looks really bad from that perspective, and I know they probably did that on purpose and wanted to focus on her. Because there's not a lot going on with this couple. I think the biggest thing is whether he's gonna move with her or not, or they're gonna live remote. The other thing I don't understand is if you're gonna be going on this show and you're from Seattle, why are you having to move to Arizona like right off the bat?
Yeah, they haven't said anything about that.
Yeah. She said she splits time, so I guess she was using her half residency in Seattle as leverage to get into the show. I have no idea.
You guys said what I was gonna say, so I will abstain from this one as well. And now it is time to figure out if love is truly blind.
Okay,
Vic.
We're not gonna talk about Tiffany and Brett.
Nobody cares.
No, hell no. We've been here for 40 minutes. Ya está enfriando la cena.
Can I just say something about Tiffany about
are like perfect? Like I just don't know.
No, they're not. She's gonna ruin it. She's gonna fumble Brett. That's all I have to say. Go ahead.
She's gonna fumble.
Okay, hold on. What were you gonna say?
Right, go ahead. No. All I was gonna say is like in terms of Brett, like they're just trying to create drama there where there isn't. Like the whole thing about her like being too stressed out about the wedding was the only thing that I had a problem with. I'm like, come on, like the production is taking care of the wedding. You're not.
All right,
so
yeah, exactly.
That was all right. Go ahead.
Let's start there. Vic, is love blind when it comes to Tiffany and Brett?
So are you asking me if they're getting married, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think they're gonna get married?
They are getting married. Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Gilbert.
I'm gonna use my time to say that shout out to the brother with Brett with the afro, telling Tiffany, "Do you like my hair?" That made me laugh, and of course, it's the
Oh,
biggest
that
yes
was so weird.
biggest yes in Love Is Blind history.
Okay, and I think the dad was actually pretty funny. Brett.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was. Yeah, he was.
I'm gonna say yes. They end up getting married. All right, let's go next to. I want to save those two for. Oh well, there's no saving the other two. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go. Paul and Micah. Vic.
Paul and Micah. I'm gonna say no, and I'll say that the one that says no is actually gonna be Paul and not Micah.
Oh wow. Dan.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Paul's gonna say no. Are you kidding? Have you seen her friends? Yeah, right, dude. Run.
Gilbert.
Run.
You know what? I was gonna say, yeah, Paul needs to run too and say no. But they're gonna ask Micah first watch, and Paul doesn't have to say no. And Micah's gonna listen to the green monster behind there, and okay, I can't marry this dude because I can't get an approval from you. So no from Micah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no too. They're gonna say no. I completely
Damn, so
agree.
we're all the same on this one.
All right.
2 in a
That means they
row.
are getting
Okay,
married.
let's go. Okay, Zach and Bliss. I'll say yes. Vic.
This one I'll say no. And the only reason I say no is because I think Bliss is still not there. Like I think she still heard about being number 2.
She has to get over it.
Dan.
I'm gonna say yes. Look, like I think Zach got a bad rap from the beginning, and Irina started it, and now all of a sudden we all want to be friends. I think she would fumble this one real hard. The guy's a defense lawyer, wants to start his own practice. Seems like a nice guy. He's obviously into her, so I'm gonna say yes.
Gilbert.
Yeah. By the way, did you see that people try to call him out that he stole the song he sang?
Yeah.
He sang to Irina, even though he mentioned in a clip that wasn't on the show that I got this from somebody else, but they didn't show that to try to make him look like a scumbag. So he never
Production,
stole
I'm
the
telling
song.
you.
But yeah, he's a lawyer, and he went on TikTok and said, "Hey, let me show you my case, and I'm not a scumbag." Well, he has different. He's just a weirdo. I mean, he's not a scumbag, but
Yeah, he's different. Yeah.
Can I ask you guys? Does your answer change with the fact that he has a big beard now? Like
He has a big beard.
yeah.
No,
I
it probably
didn't
looks
even know
good.
yeah, boy, it kind of
What does
suits
the
him.
beard have
'Cause
to do?
kind of a weirdo, but you know what? I think Bliss gets over being number 2. They are kind of a good match. It's just that whole that bad cloud hanging. So yeah, I say yes.
All right. And the main event of the evening. Huh?
You
He said yeah. He said,
I started it.
I said at the beginning, my bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
I say they get married. In the main event of the evening, in this corner, we got Kwame. In the other corner, we got Chelsea.
Supposed pro soccer player.
Vic,
With
do they
no
get married?
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna just because I think everybody's gonna say yes. I'm gonna say no, just so that way. I'm gonna say actually no. I'm gonna say yes. They get married. That he's gonna say yes.
Dan.
Yeah, I was about to say, who do you think is going to say yes? I was like, most of us probably think
sorry.
no, they're not going to get married. This fool's been dragging his knuckles from the beginning. He's just been staying on.
Like what?
He's just been staying on the show to get paid and for the clout, trying to revive that soccer career. No, they're not going to get married.
Gilbert.
Yeah, this guy's been wasting my time. He better say no. I think he's gonna say no. If he says yeah, I might flip a table. So no from Kwame.
You know what? I if the brother and sister are fake, which I don't think. See, that's the thing. That's my thing. He brought the brother and the sister there. That makes me think that he will say yes. Because obviously, if not, like they would go back to the mom and be like, "Oh, well, he said no, wasted our time." So I'm gonna go with no, because that's already 2 people that have already said yes. I'm gonna go no. Yeah. So
dude, even on the
2 people say yes, 2 people say no. I'll say,
dude, even on the walk to the aisle or whatever to see Chelsea, she's like, "Hey, it's a good day." He's like, I guess. I was like,
exactly. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, not everybody is happy on their way.
Either way, if he says yes, like those other 2 Stooges from last season, it'll be no in a few months. They'll get divorced and it's on, dude.
So that was our episode 2 review of Love is Blind, episodes 9, 10, 11. We will be back to do next week for the last episode and then the reunion episode. That should be pretty interesting. I wonder if Marshall got a little bit buff and maybe he wants to take down Josh if they are there. Maybe he wanted to go hit the weights. We appreciate you guys again for checking out another episode for the Love is Blind review. Don't forget to check out Compas on the Beat, the regular Compas on the Beat, where we talk about all things NFL with the draft coming up. Where would Gilbert and I send Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, and Hendon Hooker? And then obviously don't forget to check out What's Up Bolts, Combat or House of Horns. Combat Compas, you guys had been asking us, hey, where are you guys at? We're back. We have a lot of content on there. We'll be having a lot of content coming up soon. And we're excited about Combat Compas. And then Compas FC reviewing the Champions League. So make sure you guys tune in for all of that. But we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys. And for the time being, Gilbert, ¿sabes qué? Vámonos.
We're almost to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Make sure if you like this episode of Love is Blind, hit the subscribe button. But on that note, ya nos vamos. Pues, vámonos.